So guys, here we are, MMA UK News. Obviously myself, Stoomboy, as always, for the MMA UK BJJ show. So talking about Grapplefest 11. So Grapplefest 11 is going to be on Saturday, the 26th of February at the usual place, Fusion Nightclub, Fleet Street in Liverpool. Now, tickets are gone. As I say, there might be some fighters might have some golden tickets available, but in regards to obviously public sale, these tickets have been sold out for nearly a week now. So if you're looking for tickets, there isn't any at all. So you've missed out. Best place you can watch it is on Flow Grappling. If you're going on Flow Grappling and you've never used it before, then you've got a couple of options. One, you can pay monthly. Make sure you choose the correct option for monthly, because you will be charged for the full year. And 120 quid, 114 quid or something. So
yeah, something like that.
It's an expensive pay-per-view. So make sure you choose the monthly options. It's going to be Daisy Fresh versus Europe. So Daisy Fresh are bringing over some absolute animals, wrestlers, jiu-jitsu guys. I mean, these guys, pedigree in regards to grappling is unbelievable, and a lot of very, very young guys as well. So they're coming over to Europe, and yeah, they're going to hopefully put on a show. Well, Daisy Fresh, we know they're putting on a show, so we'll see them on the 26th. So my next guest is going to be on the show, Ashley Waggs of Horizon BJJ. Now, Ashley had a run out on the last Grapplefest, had an absolutely great match. But he's going to be up against Mark Wynne. Mark Wynne, I believe, of Trident Martial Arts. So again, Mark had his debut on the last Grapplefest as well. So again, put on another great match. So it's going to be a very interesting matchup between these two guys. These two guys definitely love to pick the pace up. So it's not going to be a slow match. It's going to be a very, very quick moving match. So make sure you're watching this one as well. So Ashley, absolute pleasure to have you on, buddy. How you doing?
Pleasure to be back on, mate. How are you?
Yeah, listen, I'm good. How's January training?
January training's been rammed, mate. We had quite a big grading on the 10th, I think it was, because everyone kept entering into tournaments and stuff like that. So we had about 65, 70 people on the match. It was crazy, but a lot of the beginner courses and stuff have brought in a lot of people. So we've got a lot. Yeah. It's been quite busy, to be fair.
What do you do with the beginner courses? Because I know that a lot of gyms with a beginner class will maybe just only have new starts, new people coming in. Or do you like to mix it up with maybe some more experienced guys, just to let everybody see what's happening?
Yeah, it's pretty much all. John's constantly tweaking it, because we've only been open as a gym for 3 years. I was training with John for a couple of years before that, but he set about 3 years ago. He set up the first beginners course, and he had it just beginners. And then COVID made us split the classes up. We had just had one evening class where it was like pretty much like for 3 hours, 4 hours of grappling, pretty much, and you could just stay as long as you want and dip in and out as and when you pleased. And then when the restrictions came in, to avoid having massive classes, we split them up to fundamentals, beginners, and advanced. And then it's kind of stayed like that ever since, to be fair. So, he's constantly tweaking it. I think he's sticking with keeping the new lads all together, because he doesn't want to teach some guys how to suck eggs, like doing the same armbar from guard 400 times.
Yeah. It's good that though, because obviously they do. Obviously, you're more experienced guys, because even us experienced guys, it's good for us to go back to basics every now and again. And obviously, because as you said, we might have. Well, I've been doing it 8 years, so things that I'm learning now, I always like to go back to a beginners class, maybe a few beginners classes, especially when we came out the lockdown. Because as I say, there might be things that I'm maybe a little bit rusty on that I just need to tweak and stuff like that.
I came back after lockdown. Yeah. I came back after lockdown, forgot how to swim, forgot how to move.
So things like that, do you know what I mean? Going into the beginners class just to maybe tweak a couple of things and to make yourself obviously a little bit better.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I like to. I'm in as pretty much whenever I can be. Whenever there's an open mat, whenever there's a class. Like as soon as I'm finished work, or if I haven't got other plans, like I'm at the gym. Like it's the only other thing I do, to be honest. So I try and get in as much as I can. Make sure I'm not forgetting the old stuff while I'm trying to learn the new stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously Grapplefest then. So obviously on Grapplefest again. So you had your debut at the last one. I said it was a great match. Was a really, really good match. Fortunately, you didn't get the victory at that point, but I think obviously Grapplefest have obviously looked and said, well, you put on a really good performance, so let's get you on again. So how did the matchup come about for you this time then?
Well, I was expecting when it was the Daisy Fresh versus Europe thing, I knew there was going to be a lot of traffic, like trying to sign up for a match, and I think they put up a criteria of what they usually. It's like a generic criteria post that they put on, like you've got to sell your tickets, you've got to be able to advertise and get the match out there and stuff like that, and put on a fast-paced show and not be boring, like trying to stall and get the basic win and stuff. And I just commented on it saying, I can do these things. And then they replied saying, yeah, we know. So I just messaged Thomas, just basically letting him know that I was up for it.
Yeah,
And I was hoping it was going to be like one of the Daisy Fresh crew, because I know they've got a couple of 70 kg purple belts. And I was
yeah.
but I knew there'd have been a lot of traffic for that. I think they have got a match on the same card, like is it Spatchy or something? I'm not
Yeah,
quite
there's
sure
quite a
of his
few.
name.
Yeah, there's quite a few. Obviously, they've got the guy Tad Cravens. Now
Yeah,
Spatchy, so I think Tad Cravens is Spatchy. Obviously they got there's like Jacob Brooks. Do you know what? I don't even know. I was talking to one of the guys, Jared, just a few days ago,
yeah.
and he was saying, yeah, Spatchy, and then he was saying this person, that person. I'm like, do you know what? I've no idea who these people are.
They
So
all live. They all live together. Though. They
they
live on the
do.
mats. Like,
Yeah. I mean, they're
it's
quite
insane.
old school. Yeah, they're very, very old school. See the way, obviously, jiu-jitsu, and we all know the old school stories, but the jiu-jitsu guys used to stay in the gym. Especially you go to Brazil, they stay in the gym, they sleep on the gym floors. I mean, Hensel Gracie, the family moved out the house and left the kids, obviously Hensel and so on, in the house themselves. So what they done, they threw all the furniture out and just matted the whole house. And they used to bring, so that was the kind of thing. So it's very, very old school the way Daisy Fresh does it.
Yeah, they're insane. But they're an amazing team, and it shows. I mean, Jacob Couch and Mikey Musumeci, Kendall. Like, there's a lot of insane people on this card, and it's another one of them things where you got to kind of pinch yourself. And
Yeah,
we get to rub shoulders with them behind, and maybe get a roll with them or a bit of training with them, depending when where they're going to be going. Like, I mean, we had the Rutolos at ours last
yeah,
time, and pretty much everything they taught at the seminar has gone straight into my game. Like it was probably the best value for money seminar I've ever done. Like, but just insane.
yeah. What about the Daisy Fresh? I know they're doing a few seminars. Are you going to get around any of the seminars in the north of England?
Well, I'm hoping someone gets Mikey. To be honest,
Mhm.
I love the Mendes brothers and like Mikey Musumeci, and like they're the guys that I've watched for years, pretty much. And like I've been watching that Cola Barte come up and
Yeah.
them sorts of guys. So Mikey's the one I'm really after. If no one gets Mikey, then I think I'll bite the bullet and buy one of the Daisy Fresh tickets.
Yeah. We had Mikey just before the lockdown. So I think it was like just after the Euros. He went to the Euros, him and Caio Terra. We got him over. He came over to Glasgow. And absolutely brilliant seminar. And we got two of them. Obviously, the both of them. So obviously, what Kaio's an 11-time world champion. Mikey, I think at the time was I believe a 3-time, 3-time world champion. So, and yeah, they were absolutely awesome. Some of the stuff they were showing was brilliant for the smaller guys, like smaller weighted guys and so on.
Yeah,
Obviously, us super heavyweights, it maybe wasn't as good, but yeah, all your lighter weights, yes, the stuff he was showing was brilliant, and he's going to have a different style as well from 2 years ago because obviously training with Daisy Fresh and stuff like that as well. So
yeah, it's crazy. You see even on Who's Number One and stuff, like he played like a pretty gi heavy game before he went on to that, and then he's been using a lot of the no gi stuff and going into the legs and stuff. So
yeah,
it's I think he's just got it. You know what I mean? I think he's going to be one of the people who's going to be good no matter where the sport goes. Like someone could say wrist locks are going to be the next big thing, and he'll go out wrist locking everyone. He's just one of them.
Definitely. And then obviously your opponent then, Mark. So Mark Wynne. Again, Mark had his debut on Grapplefest as well last time. What do you know then? Obviously, I know you said you kind of watched the match and so on. But what do you feel obviously in this match then? A good matchup for yourself?
I'm excited. I think I watched his match. I've seen him compete a couple of times before on Role Models.
Yes.
David Leatherby's competition in Stoke, our local Euros. I've seen him compete against a couple of friends, Henry Haller, Riley Daniels, who I think one of them beat him before, but I'm not too sure on the results. But I've watched his matches before, and he always brings it. To be fair, my mum said he looks quite unassuming. He looks really nice. You can't hurt him. And I was like, yeah, he seems like a nice bloke. To be fair, I watched his last interview when he was on before Grapplefest 10 as well.
Yeah,
and he was talking about his being a school teacher and that. And so yeah, he's a nice enough bloke, and he can take the crack as well. I think one of my mates gave him a bit of a poking on Facebook the other day, and took it well. To be fair to him, so yeah. But it's going to be a good match, man. I seen him compete against Vincenzo Bussolotti at Grapplefest. It was one of my favourite matches of the night.
Yeah.
So,
definitely a nice guy. Yeah, he's a really nice guy. I see him chatting away to him and so on, and really nice guy. But I mean, most jiu-jitsu guys are nice guys. Not everybody looks like an angry Vanderlei Silva. So everybody looks nice. We're all happy and stuff like that. So, but definitely a nice guy. So it'll be a good matchup. As I said, I know both of you had your debuts last time, but obviously this time coming in, you know the atmosphere, you know exactly what's going on and stuff like that. So it'll be a very, very good matchup. So I was impressed with
wire this time. I was looking over at my coaches and I couldn't hear a thing. I was looking at them, they were screaming at me, and I was like, guess I'm going to have to tap it. I had a complete brain fart, meltdown.
Yeah, listen, that won't happen again, you know that. As I said, anytime.
Absolutely not. The pressure's not going to be nowhere near as much this time, but I think that'll only help us. I think I perform the best when there's not as much expectation on us. So if people lower their expectations of me, I'll pull out a blinder. So
definitely. And then what about so 2022? As I said, again, we spoke about this before, but this is the first full year. Hopefully, fingers crossed, but this will be the first full year of grappling, not just training, but competitions and stuff like that since 2019. So what's your goals? Because I know your big goal was to get Grapplefest. So now you've done that, we've got it again. What do we see you do in 2022?
So I've got a match booked on a charity event for Intergrapple in Nottingham. Mm-hmm. I think Shane Curtis is organising that together, who's been on Grapplefest. I think he's on this one as well on the main card.
Yeah.
I've got a match against a purple belt from Alliance Derby. Mm-hmm. So I'm just going to try and get the super fights in. To be fair, I think we've got a role models event coming up soon as well. Probably try and get on that.
Yeah.
And then it's usually the end of the year the bigger comps start to roll in, like the ADCCs and the nationals and stuff like that. And you want the British Opens, and I mean, it doesn't really matter any sort of comp. It just depends who turns up on the day. I mean, Ross Nichols could turn up to an event, and it could be like this local sports hall in Featherstone or something. Do you know what I mean? Don't really matter what the comp is. I think I just want to stay active, to be honest.
Yeah. And then one thing I want to point out. Obviously, we use when I set up the interviews, I use a picture. So what I try and do is find a good picture and stuff like that. So I just want to point out to everybody that Ashley isn't a drunk. So we got a picture because I know you mentioned it in the comments. So yeah, so but he was just so Conor McGregor, if you're watching, Ashley was proudly showing your bottle off. So if any sponsorship comes, definitely hit him up, man.
that photo was from our trip to Vegas. When all of our friends turned 21, we just said just let's go to Vegas, and then we booked it. So we booked quite a nice hotel on the main strip, the MGM, and we'd spent a fortune already, and then we'd saved up quite a bit of spending money.
Yeah.
And then they announced that the UFC was going to be in the same weekend. So I said, "Sorry, I'm going." Then they announced it was McGregor Khabib, and I was like, "Okay." So I was like, "How much spending money are we going to need for Vegas?" It was like, $2,000. I was like, "How much are the tickets?" The tickets were like $400, $500.
Yeah.
And they sold out in seconds. So I was scrolling through the website, just miserable. And then there was a VIP ticket for like $1,300. And I was like, yes, I'm going. Just book the tickets on a whim, like, and we all just went. So I went to the after party. I met like Kamaru Usman, like a lot of like the pretty big names. To be fair, TJ Dillashaw, like,
yeah,
good. It was a good time.
Definitely one to remember.
Oh yeah, definitely. It was worth going skint for the week.
Nice. So yeah, listen, guys. Actually, he doesn't drink all the time. I'd say that was just obviously a birthday picture. So I want to make that perfectly clear. All right. And then, actually, anybody for you then? So anybody you want to shout out to? So obviously, friends, family members, teammates, sponsorships, role models.
The list goes on. To be honest, mate.
Yeah.
The same as last time. I think I've met so many brilliant friends through this sport. Like Nottingham MMA have been a massive help over the last camp as well. Paul Lukowski, sub guards, doing us a nice custom rash guard for the event.
Yeah.
Morsegal BJJ got up there for the open match. Invisible Jiu-Jitsu, I think he's changed it to now. David George.
Yeah.
Obviously Horizon Jiu-Jitsu, my team. John and David Leatherby, role models. Everyone, mate, the list goes on. Everyone knows. Everyone who's close to me knows they're close to me. Obviously, my family, my friends. The sport's been incredible this time. I struggled to sell about, I think, like 30 tickets last time. I struggled to sell the last couple.
Yeah.
Everyone had plans and stuff. So this time I only got 20. And I came back, I finished the training session, got back, looked at my phone, I had like 50 messages. Like 16 people had already bank transferred me the money and just assumed I'd give it them. Like they were gone like straight away and I had to do first come, first serve. So I've got like family members that wanted to come and I'm like, look, there's not much I can do. So I sent everyone the link, put it on my Facebook, said, don't be hasty, they're going to sell out. And then Tomo updated it, like they're gone. I was like,
yeah. I think I saw it on was it Tuesday? The Tuesday it was 97% sold, and then on I believe it was the Wednesday. I'd done the first interview, and the first interview I was like, "What? There's tickets available?" So I think I can't remember who I interviewed, but I think it was Hannah Garrett, and I was talking to her, and at that point the tickets were available. And as I'm talking, I'm looking through Facebook, and I was like, "Hold on a minute." No, they're all sold out now. So I was like, so there's nothing available. So it's, do you know what I mean? Do you know a couple of reasons for that? Obviously, the card itself's awesome. Now that obviously they wanted to, people probably wanted to see how obviously Grapplefest was running, like with spectators and stuff like that. So then they seen it, obviously Grapplefest 10, which was an absolute success. And now obviously people are saying, well, look, do you know what? We're back. Let's go. So that's why tickets are.
I think they've lowered the numbers as well. I think they capped the tickets to 500 this time, so it just avoids COVID restrictions. Which I think the demand is far greater than last time for a start, and then the supply is pretty much half, so the tickets have just gone. But Flow Grappling are going to be making a few quid. Off this.
Flow Grappling definitely are. I mean, it's brilliant. It's on Flow Grappling as well. So I'd say definitely, guys, make sure that you're pressing that monthly option at the checkout because, I mean, you will get not stung. You'll pay the £100 odd. And Flow Grappling, I always say, look, you should have read it. And it's very true. It's all over Facebook. Whenever anybody orders Flow Grappling, I've done it as well. I mean, I go on and whenever I order Flow Grappling, I get charged a full year. I'm like, you fucking wankers. Fucking
You see it on the
£100 odd.
underground, don't you? The underground. Does anyone want to buy my Flow Grappling account off me? No.
So it happens. And then I got caught again. I mean, I did it last year. And then
repeat offender.
I thought I turned off the auto renewal.
Oh,
and then come this year, it was like January the 2nd or something. Obviously, I got a ping, checked my banking app, and I'm like, what fucking Flow Grappling? Went on, and that's when I emailed Flow Grappling and said, look, I've not used it. Do you know what I mean? I didn't realise. I thought I'd turned auto renewal off, and then they said, you know what? You've not used it, so we'll refund you the full money. And I was like, sweet, man.
They're pretty standard, are they? I mean,
I've
got it for. I mean, it works out like £10 a month, and I watch it all the time for the Daisy Fresh stuff, the Worlds, the ADCC, and all that. So, like, it doesn't really bother me too much. And I think I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying this, but I do pass around the password to some of my mates as well who want to watch it. So,
listen, they all do, man. Everybody does. So, but I'd originally took out the Daisy Fresh documentary. I think it was on last year. So I'd originally bought it, but I think it was only 20 minutes documentary or something, and then I paid
like 5, 6 parts now, aren't they? I think.
Yeah. But I think the original one was the first episode, and I remember paying £120 for a 20-minute Daisy Fresh fucking documentary, and I was like, man,
I like the fictional games on there as well.
Yeah,
where you go on and you see like Craig Jones teaching leg lock defense to some. I think he's a purple belt or a brown belt. But,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah. But they do some great stuff. Flow Grappling, as I said, not just jiu-jitsu, but there's all sorts on there. So,
wrestling, judo.
Yeah. If you paid £120 or whatever, I think it was £114 something. So if you do pay it, make sure you get the full use of it. So there's
I think I get the whole Flow Sports thing on my membership. I think it was like $114, so it came out to like 104 quid or something.
Yeah,
and I get like Flow Wrestling, like baseball, NFL. I don't watch any of it, but I get it.
It's there. So, but no, listen, actually, I'm going to be at this one this time. As I said, unfortunately, I couldn't make the last one. I had a bit of a family thing, so I'm going to be there this time. So yeah, buzzing to absolutely see you go out and smash it again. So we're talking to Mark, obviously at 1 o'clock as well. So, so yeah, it's going to be a very, very good matchup. Looking forward to this one. I'd say this is going to be.
Too, mate.
And it's quite early. I think it's about the third fight on. So it means that you'll get to sit back.
Last time I was the second match on.
Yeah.
So I came out like 4:15. And my family had just arrived. Like they didn't know. They surprised me and didn't tell me they was coming.
Yeah.
And I didn't. So I didn't tell them what time it started. Like, and they just turned up, and I was like, I was peering over the balcony, and I just saw them all walk in. I was like, "Thank God they got it," because I was literally ready to walk out, sort of thing. So
yeah.
They nearly missed it by the skin of the teeth. But I think the doors open. It says on our tickets this time.
It's 3 o'clock, isn't it?
3:30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the event's going to start about 4. Pretty much same as last time. So probably looking at about 4:30 for my match.
Yeah. So guys, if you're watching, as I say, make sure you're there. I would be there for 4 o'clock. I would definitely be there for 4 o'clock because, as I say, the first 2 fights might go quickly. They might go the full distance, which means that Ashley might come out obviously a bit quicker or a little bit later. But make sure you're there for 4 o'clock, especially to get a space as well, because obviously
it gets rammed in there, man.
Yeah.
And especially with the Daisy Fresh crew as well, everyone's shouting, "Hey!"
Yeah. So make sure you're there, guys. But listen, Ashley, absolute pleasure as always to chat with you. Always love chatting with you. As I said, I know that last time your internet's better this time than it was last time.
I was using like a computer from like 1992. So I don't use a laptop, so like, we dusted off this laptop and was like, at least it'll be stable. So I've had to prop my phone up this time and use my 4G.
Yeah,
the picture's actually gone better as well this time. So I don't look like a pixel.
But no, internet's definitely better. The everything's better than the last time. But we still got a good chat the last time. So
yeah, it was alright. It was just waiting 5 seconds each.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'll see you on the night. Looking forward to meeting you again, or catching up with you. And yeah, listen, we'll get a chat. We'll arrange some things as well because I want to come down and see you guys. I want to do I used to do tours like the UK, just going and seeing different gyms. But obviously we've not done it for a few years, so I want to kind of get out and about again. So we'll definitely arrange something as well when we're there. So
Lovely, mate. Be good to see you.
But listen, absolute pleasure as always.
Thank you for having me on, mate.
So guys, listen, Grapplefest 11 is going to be 26th of February, Saturday the 26th of February. As we were talking there, doors open about 3:30, so make sure you're in the venue. First fight, I believe, will kick off about 4 o'clock. Grapplefest is very punctual, so they're usually always on time, so make sure that you're there for 4 o'clock. Daisy Fresh versus Europe is going to be an absolute fantastic event, and obviously my boy Ashley Wagg up against Mark Wynne. So it's going to be the third fight on, so make sure you're in there to watch that. So again, Full Grappling, get yourself on Full Grappling because tickets are sold out, guys. All right. But Ashley, listen, absolute pleasure, and I'll see you next month, buddy.
Thank you for having me, mate. Keep up the good work.
Yep, and train safe, all right, and stay away from COVID.
Always will, mate. Always will.
Take it easy, buddy.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Bye-bye.